On May 6, 1937, the world's premier passenger aircraft was making a routine landing in New Jersey. In 34 seconds, it was gone. I'm Name, and this is Name. Today, we are breaking down the physics and the geopolitics behind the single static spark that grounded an entire vision of the future. The Hindenburg disaster terminated the commercial viability of lighter-than-air transport, shifting the future of aviation to the modern airliner. At 803 feet long, the LZ-129 Hindenburg remains the largest flying machine ever built. It was a silver giant designed to be the vanguard of transoceanic travel. This is the dining room inside the passenger decks. It offered comforts that contemporary airplanes couldn't approximate: fine food, a lounge with a piano, and stable, silent flight. Right up until it reached the mooring mast in Lakehurst, airships were seen as the sophisticated, permanent future of global flight. The ship arrived just after 7 p.m. Following a series of heavy squalls, the ground crew scrambled to secure the mooring lines as the ship hovered 200 feet above the airfield. The first sign of trouble was a small flame near the upper tail fin. Within seconds, the fire spread as the internal gas cells ignited in a domino effect. The Hindenburg didn't blow up with a massive shockwave. It underwent a high-intensity combustion, burning from the inside out and remaining in trim even as buoyancy was lost. That lack of a concussive blast allowed many on board to survive. Passengers smashed windows and timed their jumps as the hull neared the ground. Of the 97 people on board, 62 made it out alive. While most individuals survived the physical crash, the industry did not. The psychological impact of seeing the ship burn destroyed the public's confidence in airships before the sun had even set. This crash was uniquely documented. Heli publicity had attracted 4 major newsreel camera teams and dozens of journalists to the landing field to witness the start of the 1937 season. Radio reporter Herbert Morrison was on the ground, recording the arrival. His emotional, frantic commentary became the soundtrack for the tragedy, capturing the panic of the moment in a way live radio never had before. Photographer Sam Scher was also there, holding a speed graphic 4x5 camera. This camera required manual film loading for every shot, so Scher knew he had exactly one chance to capture the explosion. Scher didn't have time to aim. He shot from the hip, capturing this geyser of fire erupting as the ship plummeted. The combination of Morrison's audio and Scher's image turned a localized accident into a global psychological trauma, neutralizing 30 years of safe operations in less than 24 hours. Investigating the wreckage revealed that the fire wasn't just a failure of physics, but a result of international politics. The Hindenburg was originally engineered to fly using safe, non-flammable helium. The United States held a monopoly on the gas. Fearing German aggression, the U.S. enacted the Helium Control Act, banning its export. This embargo forced engineers to redesign the ship, substituting safe helium with 16 massive bladders filled with highly explosive hydrogen. Aviation investment shifted toward fixed-wing aircraft like the Boeing 314 Clipper. These planes were faster and more efficient, leaving the massive rigid airship obsolete. The Hindenburg had completed dozens of successful flights using hydrogen, but the helium embargo ensured that any single point of failure would be catastrophic. For decades, conspiracy theories persisted about the cause. The most popular was the incendiary paint theory, which claimed the fabric coating itself, not the hydrogen, was the primary fuel. This research paper uses the documented composition of the paint to show the theory is physically implausible. The burn rate of the fabric was far too slow to account for the ship being consumed in under 40 seconds. The actual cause was an electrostatic discharge. Hovering in an electrically charged atmosphere, static electricity built up on the fabric's skin. When wet mooring lines hit the ground, earthing the metal frame, a spark jumped from the charged fabric directly into a hydrogen leak. A single spark meeting a political embargo grounded the industry. Humanity moved on to the roar of engines and the efficiency of the modern airliner, leaving the silent silver giants in the past. Thanks for watching our breakdown of the 34 seconds that changed aviation history. For more 5-minute dives into geopolitical history, subscribe and click the next video on your screen.